Welcome back. Next, we will be discussing about the geometric mean. Geometric mean, which we denote with GM. So first what I'll do is I'll write the formula of the geometric mean. So formula for ungrouped data. Okay, from here onwards, most of the methods we will be using the log. For that, I would request all the students to have a scientific calculator with you. As you can see, being a statistics student, you are allowed to take a scientific calculator in the examination hall. So it's always better that you have a scientific calculator while you solving the problem, right? So let's talk about the geometric mean. So geometric mean in ungrouped data, it says anti-log summation log x divided by small n. Right. Similarly, in continuous data or group data, let me just write group data, because in discrete and continuous, it has the same formula. It says that geometric mean equal to anti-log summation f into log x divided by capital N. This is the only two formula what we have. We are going to use that. I will explain you how to use the log things and all, and then we will see. Let's take one example. So they are given 5, 2, 7, 1, 4 like that. So this is the x value 5, 2, 7, 1 and 4. First thing what you will do, you will find the log value. So what are you going to do? You will take your scientific calculator. I won't be solving the complete problem over here because I will do the problem in the practice set. Right now, you try to understand how to do it. Log 5, you press log without any sign, log 5, you will get one value right here. Log 2, log 7, log 1, like that you find all the value. Then you can calculate this total, you will get log x. This value should be divided with n. Now what is n? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. N will be 5, which means your geometric mean equal to anti-log whatever the value you get here divided by 5. Right? After once you divide that particular thing, you have to find the anti-log. How do you find the anti-log? Is nothing but shift log. Press shift, it will be on the corner, the left corner on the top. Shift log, and then you press this value, whatever you get there. Finally, you will be getting the geometric mean answer. Right? Try doing this and let me know if you are able to do. In case if you are not able to do, don't worry. We will be having the sufficient enough question in the practice set or the revision set or problem solving exercise. That time we will see how to do it. Right? So to find the anti-log, shift plus log. Shift log. You have to press shift and then log. Right. Next, let's talk about discrete or continuous. So anyone I will talk, I'm not going to talk about the both things. So example, let me just take continuous data with class interval and frequency, because continuous will also call the discrete. I mean cover the discrete data. We'll see how. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. Okay. After that, what are we going to do? Let's write some frequency. 2, 5, 7, 3, 2. Some random frequency we will write. N equal 5 plus 5, 10, 10. It is 19. Okay. After that, we need log x. You see the formula. I've been repeatedly telling you that first we have to write the formula and then we have to work out. So what is that? Log x. Which means first you need to have x. How do you have x when you have a class interval? If it is discrete data, no problem. Directly they'll give you x. But from the class interval, how to calculate the x? It's called as midpoint. Right? During the during the mean specially, you would have learned how to find the x. Right? So midpoint is nothing but 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45. Correct? Once you get the x, what do we need here? Log x. So let's find one more column that we call it as a log x. Again, log 5, log 15, log 25, log 35, log 45, everything you find out. That log x should be multiplied with f, which means what are we going to do? F into log x. And this total If you solve, you will get log x. How do you get f into log x? We'll have a values here. After finding this log, this value should be multiplied with f. Each value should be multiplied with f and written here. And then you will get summation f into log x. That should be divided with capital N. And then finally the anti-log. Anti-log, how to do it? Shift plus log. Shift, not plus, shift and log you have to press together. Right? So this is how you calculate the geometric mean. Right? Make a note of it. Then we will move further and we will find out how to do the harmonic mean. Okay, so next let's talk about the harmonic mean. In harmonic mean, what happens? It's basically the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean. So I'll write the formulas over here. Ungrouped data. If you see the ungrouped data, harmonic mean is nothing but n by summation 1 by x. That's all. It's very simple. So how are you going to do? Example. Let's take they have given x 2, 5, 7, 3, 1, something like that. So first we will find out 1 by x. That is 1 by 2, 1 by 5, 1 by 7, 1 by 3, 1 by 1. And then we will add all the value. That value we have to divide with n. N will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Right? This is nothing but ungrouped data. Similarly, for group data, it will be again same. Either it is continuous or discrete. You will have the same formula, that is HM equal to capital N by summation f by x. HM equal to capital N by summation f by x. Let's take one example and see. Let's assume that they have given class interval and frequency. So class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, 2, 5, 7, 2, 2, something like that. First thing, you have to find the x over here. X, you know how to find out. That is nothing but the midpoint. That will be 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. And then you have to find f by x. So you have to find the f by x over here. Right? Once you find the f by x, what will happen? 2 by 5, 5 by 15, 7 by 25, 2 by 35, 2 by 45. And then you will add summation f by x. Right? Now this summation f by x will give you, divided by n, will give you the geometric mean. N will come from here. So this is how you can calculate the harmonic mean in the ungrouped and grouped both data. Right, with this we are done with all the measure of central tendency, all the 5 method: mean, median, mode, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Now here I would like to discuss one small relation which is between arithmetic mean, AM, GM and HM. What it says that arithmetic mean is less than or equal to geometric mean is less than or equal to harmonic mean. How it is? It's generally whenever we calculate the arithmetic mean, so whenever we calculate the arithmetic mean, geometric mean or harmonic mean, this is the relation it follows. Now assume that, so basically what happens, this type of question they will give you with the two data. Let's assume that they have given 4 and 4 and they ask you to find arithmetic and geometric mean. So whenever there is a two data, your arithmetic mean will be a plus b by 2. We'll assume that this data has a and b. Geometric mean will be square root of a into b. And harmonic mean will be 2ab by a plus b. So this is how we will calculate. We will see how it works. So 4 plus 4, 8 by 2 is nothing but 4. 16, 4 and then 2ab. 2ab will be how much? 4, 4 is 16, 2 is 32 divided by 8. So you are getting equal. All three are equal, which means this equal to sign is getting satisfied. So this is how we can satisfy the relation between arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Sometimes there will be a 2-marker question which will be based on the arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. And they will give you the two data to find out that. So you, instead of using that big formula, you can use that small formula and you can compute. Right, so pause the video to note it down, then we will move further and we'll see what are the different method or different topics we have. Thank you.